Welcome to a special episode of Destination Death Valley. Follow along as we find ourselves wandering the desert without food, without water, and without a lick of sense. Today's journey begins harmlessly enough, leaving Owens Valley and heading back into the park from the north. Sherry took her turn at the wheel for some off-roading while I played navigator, and immediately got us lost in the wilderness. Eventually, after a few nervous hours, we could see the dunes of Eureka ahead and made our way to the camping area. After setting up camp, I hiked east for about a mile to get some photos of the dunes from a distance. Eventually the sun started to set, so it was time to eat some dinner, light the fire, and enjoy the show put on by the stars in the sky. The next morning we were greeted by a friendly Navy pilot who just wanted to say hi. The dunes were calling our names, so who were we to resist? Trouble was, it was a much longer distance than it appeared. Once we reached the top, or what we want you to think was the top, we wanted to experience the sounds of the Singing Sands. This is one of the few locations in the world that has the right conditions for this. The combination of the size of the sand grains and the wind and the height combines to create a noise that's very similar to large multi-engine prop-driven aircraft like a B-29. Something like what you would hear in a World War II movie. The vibrations can also be felt in your feet or on your butt if you did it like we did. Since we slid down the opposite side of the dune, we had to walk completely around the dune to get back. we ran into a number of examples of the wildlife that can be found here. Grasshoppers, lizards, beetles that are only found in Death Valley, and the ever-present East Coast sunburnt tourist. Once we did get back to camp, the Navy came to visit again. This photograph was taken by Jeff Sullivan, who we had the pleasure of meeting along with fellow photographer Lori Hibbert. Jeff is the author of the Photographing California Guidebook. The link to this book can be found in the description. I highly recommend it. Now that Sherry left our mark in the dunes, we felt it was time to say goodbye and head back south into the main portion of the park. Be sure to come back for our next video where we wrap up our trip at some of the more popular areas in Death Valley before heading back to Vegas. Thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing to this channel, like this video, and leave a comment.